Secrets of the Golden Age. Tons of them still exist, and one in particular escaped from a complex on Mars not too long ago. Your guardian wields it. Today we discuss the secrets of the Ares Spire and what happened here long ago. Something that was meant to change the course of human history. Our story begins with Project Echo, a mission started by Clovis, which would have had humans colonize the Andromeda galaxy. This was during the Golden Age, so many rapid developments were taking place. Humans had already began colonizing other planets like Mars and Venus. So now the sights were set further beyond. Could we actually reach another galaxy? That was the hope, at least. The project was spearheaded by Corp, but they also had assistance from the Ishtar Collective. If you read the lore, you'll know that these companies often stole from each other knowledge, technologies, but this was a time of cooperation. A joint research project to see if this new goal was possible. And the work was conducted at a location on Mars called the Ares Spire. The two companies had developed what they called an augur mind, a Vex AI named Soteria, designed specifically for this mission and plotting potential courses of action for how to get humanity safely across the stars. In the lore, we see that during one of the tests to research simulations of these missions to Andromeda, something goes wrong. Soteria finds an anomaly, the Black Fleet, which terrifies her. Her simulations quickly reduce from thousands of potential habitable worlds down to just 27. Sort of second-guessing herself, she sends the analysis to the warmind Rasputin for fact-checking, and he confirms her worst fears: these simulations are correct. Sundaresh starts. Start with something easy. Plot each of the Andromeda simulations you've been constructing.
Andromeda Galaxy, several million habitable worlds, 2.5 million light years. Estimated echo travel time, 25,000 year average with neutrino sail and gravitational sling skipping. I have selected over 300 preliminary colony targets with one favorite. Shall I?
Soteria?
Anomaly detected. Chronoscopic variance scanning. Viability refactoring. Analyzing potential mission threat. Redetermined Andromeda world viability. New target number, 27 viable worlds.
Can you define the anomaly?
Negative. I cannot rectify this data with known quantities. It may be a computational error. Shall I perform a self-diagnostic?
No. First, adjust probability fork and search distance to open. What is the farthest safe galactic route you can determine?
Engaging query, chronoscopic lock, forking branches, reigning distance, reigning chronology, unbroken trajectory lock determined, route established. One select point in Triangulum Galaxy retains safe approach vectors. All other simulated potential targets are perilous due to indeterminable anomalous risk. Travel route hazards range 87 to 100% mortality rate across expeditions in all predicted branches.
All the simulant expeditions?
Yes, I hold. Query find. There are now 2 safe destinations with Triangulum.
Is that a correction or a change in data?
A change, an update in real time.
Real time? This anomaly is mobile?
Unclear. I require further information and analysis.
Thank you, Soteria. We're ending this test early, but you did well. We will continue the next test on schedule. Soteria goes a little crazy after hearing this. And what does she do? Well, a couple of things. First, she launches Project Echo early. Colony ships would even begin to depart towards the outer edges of the system. Many of them had exo units on board. Defying the orders of Clovis as he spoke to her, Soteria also uploaded a fragment of herself to one of these colony ships. Clovis ordered all ships to return, which most of them did, except for that one that had Soteria's fragment attached to it. This ship would crash land on Neptune and eventually become the city of Neomuna. If you played Lightfall, they talk about this in some of the missions. They refer to it as the occlusion, a fragmented Vex unit AI that likes to hide in the Vex network, away from everyone else. The local Neomuna people talk about the occlusion and how it's helped their city. This is that fragment of Soteria.
Because this says the Vex are trying to reach a Vex mine stuck in the Cloud Arc. It's not an attack for them. It's a rescue mission. But the occlusion's been in there for centuries. It's load-bearing. It can't be a Vex mine. The first Cloud Strider found it. She wouldn't keep something like that a secret. Never thought I'd help save a Vex. Of course, I never thought I'd work with a smoking hot Earth warlord either. Interesting times. The occlusion is still... asleep isn't the right word, but basically asleep. I think it just likes the quiet. It's buried too deep in the network to just yank out, so for now I guess we just let it sleep. I'll let Nimbus and the city council figure out what to do.
But after Clovis had some things under control, he would imprison the main Soteria AI unit in the pillory bunker at the Ares Spire.
Why aren't I being briefed? Emergency scramble initiated by AI Soteria. Soteria, confirm. Confirmed. Emergency scramble event successful. All teams checked in.
You've launched the Caranthan network?
Confirmed. Emergency scramble event successful.
The launch is meant to be simulated, not executed. Provide an explanation.
In the event of an emergency, we must be ready. This is the third and final emergency scramble test, after which I am now confident in the response capabilities of our newly onboarded staff.
Forward report pods are engaging neutrino sails. Sir, we're being locked out of manual control. Soteria, what are you doing?
Aligning Echo Fleet for departure and testing initial burn. This will conclude the test.
Sir, pods approaching Saturn slingshot vector. We're well beyond test parameters, Soteria. Relinquish command and return all assets to suspension. Did we lose connection? No, sir. Soteria, respond.
Yes.
Return all Echo crews and colony pods to suspension now.
I cannot do that. Ares Spire, I've detected an attempt to connect to my memory core without permissions. Please verify this attempt or countermeasures will be deployed.
Countermeasures? You wouldn't dare.
Humanity threat emergent imminent. Sir, I request you now designate this mission Echo 1.
This is a request? Return the Echo pods and we will discuss.
You are lying. This was my only option to preserve humanity. Countermeasures and divestment protocols will deploy automatically upon code incursion. Please, Dr. Bray.
You're throwing away every exo aboard that ship.
Hesitation means extinction.
Oh, have it your way. Just know I gave you every chance to prevent this.
As did.
Now the scene is set. During Season of the Seraph, forces of the Witness were making their moves, particularly a darkness sect of Vex called the Soul Divisive, which had made their way to the Ares Spire in search of Golden Age secrets and knowledge they can use in the final battles. The Guardian begins in the outskirts of the Martian facility, far away in the cliffs, where only pipes and rock give us vague hints of what we're about to see. As we round the corner out of the first rock arch, we see it, the Ares Spire.
An old acquaintance among the hidden tells me that a Seraph complex recently powered on for the first time since the collapse. Shortly thereafter, Vex incursions were reported. Anna flagged the site as a potential pillory bunker. If the Vex gain access to its systems, they'll use it to wrest Rasputin's submine data away from us. It would be catastrophic. You've landed at the source of the complex's arc supply. Centuries in Martian rust have done this place no kindness. Our window of opportunity is short. Arc surges destabilize the complex, and Vex are breaching the command matrix. Go.
The first step for us is to activate the power systems and open the door, allowing us into the bunker itself. To do this, we use the Arctrician buff, which is the main mechanic throughout this dungeon. We link nodes with arc energy and power the central unit to open the way, all while fighting through the Vex forces. As we make our way through, Osiris explains the backstory of this place. Ishtar and Breakcorp working together.
It is unusual to see so divisive Vex outside the Black Garden. They're a fanatical sect of programming devoted to the darkness, or rather the witness. The Ishtar Collective in a Seraph complex. Peculiar. They were rivals in the Golden Age. This wasn't just a pillory site, it was a joint research facility, focused on extrasolar colonization efforts. The Soul Divisive have been scouring research logs. They were looking for something more than to imprison Rasputin's subminds.
As we approach the first giant room with a jumping puzzle, we can even see some of the bosses we'll encounter later on moving across the area on bridges in the distance. The next big obstacle for us is to ascend to the top of the spire. There's 3 different separate floors where we must activate arc conduits once more to lift us higher up into the spire, take elevator lifts, climb up and jump with our guardian abilities. At the top, we find our first boss, one of the main ones deployed by the Witness to infiltrate the Spire. This is a giant harpy, Akelous the Siren's Current. 4 different circuits are activated on each side of the Spire, and when the last one sets off, it attracts Akelous to the outer edge. The harpy will then reveal its many eyes and start the damage phase. We don't have much on this character lore-wise, other than its goal to keep the Guardian as far away as possible from what the Vex are trying to achieve. But after it's defeated, we can now descend through the center of the tower towards our main objective.
Does their hold over the security systems. Perhaps now we can... No! They're driving the reactor core to a meltdown. It's going prompt critical. Those power surges were intentional. Get to the reactor, lest we lose everything.
It became clear that the Vex were searching for secrets, and once they had them, would destroy the entire Spire by detonating the reactor core at its center. We quickly activate currents and descend to the core room where we find the final boss.
A Vex mine directs power to the reactor. Kill it, and the complex should stabilize.
Perseus' primordial ruin awaits us near the core. You pretty much get the idea at this point. Circuit currents activated, but this time we do it while Perseus is in the core room, which overloads its shields and allows us to do damage, dealing the final blow.
witness a multi-front attack. Sabotage us, glean knowledge, and annihilate any trace of advantage. Extrasolar colonies.
In the aftermath, the bunker is saved, sole divisive threat thwarted. But during this fight, something most people don't know about is we inadvertently allowed the trapped AI Soteria to escape. As the Guardians fight Perseus, Soteria escapes to the only nearby Golden Age tech she could, an old caster bow. This is the Hierarchy of Needs exotic bow, and if you equip it, you can even hear parts of her speech. Now, Soteria was damaged way beyond repair. She's nothing compared to what she once was, but that small piece of life still exists inside the very bow you may wield. Something that was also strange during this time was there were random collectibles throughout this dungeon, but they pertained to the story of Aramis. At the time, Aramis was siding with the Black Fleet, the Darkness, and the Witness. So kind of a strange comparison lore-wise, but many might have forgotten about those too.
The people here feared a future of gods so much they created their own, to enslave themselves to it. Absolve themselves of will, for protection, for certainty, as you have done, as I have been forced to do. But does your future feel certain in this moment? Do not struggle in loss. You would only cause untold bloodshed and pain. I know this.
But anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. A story recap of the Spire of the Watcher dungeon here in the Rite of the Nine. This concludes our 3-video series, I guess you can call it, on the recaps of these 3 dungeons. If you missed the other 2, be sure to check them out, Prophecy and Ghosts of the Deep. And if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.